As we move you into Oakland in the O.co Coliseum tonight, Mariner baseball game number 2 of the 2013 season coming your way. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, the Root Sports crew. Good pitching matchup. Jared Parker against Hisashi Iwakuma. Mariners off to a good start behind Felix Hernandez last night, and they look to keep it going. And Eric Wedge spoke to him about the multiplicity of offense and batting orders that he has in front of him this season.
We got 13 guys we feel like we can play here, from a position player standpoint, and I think they proved that this spring, and we're going to continue on with it. Obviously, we got some of our frontline starters. They're going to play, more than others. But having said that, I want to get all of our guys in there, and I want to do it here real early and quick, and then stay on it, because we don't want to lose everything that they gained this spring in preparing for the regular season. So, it should allow the young kids to have a day here or there, veterans a day here or there, and we got to obviously keep a close eye on Gutierrez and keep him healthy. So, there's a lot of positives that are involved with that, but it also allows us to be a stronger team and a team that should hopefully stay healthy.
So a lot of flexibility for Eric Wedge this year. And he's starting again tonight, a different lineup. Tonight's starting lineup's brought to you by Chevron. Saunders, the leadoff hitter tonight. Last night it was Gutierrez. Tonight it's Saunders, and it's Seager moving up to hitting second. Morales, Michael Morris, you can see the numbers that he had during the spring. Great spring for him with the 9 home runs. Ibanez getting his first start. He will hit fifth. And it's Smoke, Montero, Ackley, and Brendan Ryan to round out the 9 for the Mariners tonight. Take a look at Jared Parker, young pitcher for the A's, and what he did last year, a 13-game winner, a fine ERA at 3.47. He's not overpowering his fastball, around 90 miles an hour. A terrific changeup, so the guys are going to have to show some patience tonight against Parker. He's also developed a curveball. Take a look at our T-Mobile defense tonight for the A's. In the outfield, it'll be Cespedes in left, Crisp is in center field, and Reddick out in right. And on the infield, Donaldson getting the start at third base. Lowry and Sogard made some fine plays last night. They're up the middle. Moss, the first baseman, and former Mariner John Jaso will catch. Take a look at the last start for Parker against the Mariners last year. Gave up 6 earned runs in just 4 2/3, so the Mariners certainly would like to do that again tonight.
2 key things here: fastball and changeup. That's part of his repertoire. Michael Saunders slices one left field, base hit. Good start.
First pitch.
Talking to Sando before the game in the leadoff spot. He says, hey, as long as I'm in there, I don't care where I hit. Good attitude.
I like him at the top of the lineup. He led the club in stolen bases last year. Can hit a ball out of the ballpark with his 19 home runs, give you an early lead. I think they're going to test Jaso tonight, too. It looked like Saunders wanted to run a couple of times last night, but with the left-hander on the mound, it was a little more difficult for him, but I think he's going to try him tonight.
Saunders led the club in stolen bases last year with 21. Mariners win last night. Extended their club record opening day winning streak to 7 consecutive games. And on the flip side, the A's extended their opening day losing streak to 9. Sets an American League record, ties the Major League record. Here's Kyle Seager. Up high, ball 1.
Kyle probably happy that he doesn't deal with that breaking ball from Brett Anderson tonight. The left-hander last night was, I guess, in the low to mid-90s with his fastball, but he threw a lot of breaking balls to Kyle, so different look for him seeing the right-handed pitcher tonight.
Real happy about that. He's talking to Raul Ibanez about you see it and about holding up, and as that one pitch was way up in his eyes and he couldn't lay off it. There was another one down around his feet, and then he says, I'm sitting on the pitch up top and I still can't hit it.
I look at it as a victory for him. The Mariners win the game, and he did check in with a base hit last night. So even though it was difficult, he had to work hard at it. He ended up getting a hit.
Kyle batting in a 6-hole last night. Mariners won it 2 runs on 5 hits, left 6. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for Oakland. They left 6. Up high. Here's the Amica hit zone for Kyle Seager. The center cut's not bad for him, huh?
Yeah, and you can see the ball's away from him. A little more difficult for Kyle, and with the left-hander on the mound throwing the sweeping breaking ball, they were constantly on the outside part of the plate for him last night, so he had a tough time, which is actually surprising because Kyle actually hits the ball well the other way.
Yeah. 2-2.
Looked like he tried to hit that fastball into left field.
Jared Parker, 6'1", 195, 24 years old. He's a Hoosier, born in Fort Wayne, lives in Bluffton, Indiana. Came over in the Trevor Cahill deal from Arizona in 2011. 13 wins, tied with Tommy Malone last year in club lead. Here's a 2-2 with Saunders, good speed at first. Bouncing ball, gets through. Saunders will slam on the brakes, hold at second. A nice little threat building here early, and brings up Kendrys Morales.
A nice job by Kyle Seager taking advantage of the hole on the right side with Saunders at first and them holding him on. There's a huge hole on the right side. This is just a two-hopper that works its way through. Good decision by Saunders. Reddick in right field was charging it hard, and he has one of the better throwing arms, so it was a good idea for Saunders to shut it down at second base.
Well, here's your pick the click over on the radio side.
Yeah, I just felt like last night he didn't end up with a base hit, and I think he's going to hit a lot this year. So I just felt like on my way into the ballpark, I was thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I know he's going to be in the lineup. I'm going with him tonight.
5 for 12 against Parker. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Giving chase is Donaldson. And hopefully he didn't get hurt there. Boy, he made a good effort.
Like a fan reached over and maybe was getting in his way. Yeah, it didn't change my opinion of it when I saw Morales was hitting 417 off of Parker. We'll take a look at Donaldson. A lot of foul territory here in Oakland. Going over, the fan reached out after the ball was on the ground, so he wasn't going to catch it anyway. But
you're familiar with this foul territory, having played here as a visiting player and as a home team player.
You can't give up on anything, and at times the wind will swirl here, so when you think it's going to be out of play, sometimes it'll bring it back, so you're better off running it down until you run out of room.
0-1 to Morales. Early threat here by the Mariners. Morales batting third. He was 3-hole last night, went 0 for 4. Strikeout, reached on an error, ground out and a line out. Popped it up, playable. Second baseman Sogard, out number 1. We'll bring up Michael Morse, who was 1 for 4 last night.
Batting in the fourth position, right fielder, number 38, Michael Morse.
Good test for the Mariners against Jared Parker, the A's top prospect, 2012, according to Baseball America. Michael Morse brings a big home run package to the Mariners after some really good years with the Nationals. Chance to do some damage here. Home plate umpire tonight, Angel Hernandez. Doug Eddings at first, John Timpani at second, and Dana DeMuth at third.
Michael able to check in with a base hit last night, so he was able to get that out of the way. The ground ball back up the middle for a hit.
Ahead in the count, 2-0. Saunders with a base hit to left. Seager, a bouncing ball through the hole on the right side. The Mariners in business here. Could not check. That pitch really ran in on his hands. 2-1.
They said in spring training, Parker started throwing a few more two-seam fastballs. He used to just be four-seamers, but this is a good two-seamer in on the hands as it runs in off of the plate and ties Michael up.
Stopped by Jaso, runner's hole, 3-1 count.
Be interesting to watch Parker as the game moves on. His fastball a little bit better than what we've seen in the past. He's topping out at 93 miles an hour. Typically he's 88 to 90, 91 miles an hour at the best. His first outing, he's probably a little amped up here in the first.
Three-one count to Michael Morse, 2 on here.
was actually a little bit surprised that Michael didn't call timeout himself. Typically when a hitter stands there for that long as the pitcher's deciding, you get uncomfortable and you call timeout, but he didn't do it.
Fouled it off. 9 home runs in a spring for Michael Morse. Hope is that outstanding Mariner offense during the spring carries over into the regular season. Payoff here to Morse. Bouncing ball to the shortstop Lowry. Goes to Sogard to Moss for the double play, and that'll do it for the Mariners. So that early threat is quelled. Sashi Iwakuma will take the mound when we come back. Great to see 40-year-old Raul Ibanez in left field making his first start here in 2013. He's in left field. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Oakland Athletics. It'll face Sashi Iwakuma.
Manager Bob Melvin going with the same lineup as last night. Coco Crisp will lead things off, and it's John Jaso, the former Mariner. He will hit second. Reddick, Cespedes, Lowry. Then it's Moss, Donaldson, Smith, and Sogard rounding out the 9 for the A's tonight. So the same lineup as last night. Take a look at the numbers for Iwakuma last year. Pitched well as a starter, a 9-game winner overall, a 3.16 fine ERA for him. 3.16 ERA for Iwakuma, 101 strikeouts last year. And for Iwakuma, pretty good fastball at times. He'll be in the low 90s with it, but he likes to change speeds, will throw everything at you. Effectively uses breaking ball.
Moves Coco Crisp off the plate. Coco, an outstanding leadoff man. Went 0 for 3 last night. Big spot in the 6th inning. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch after going ahead 3-0 in the count. Felix got him. About Iwakuma last year, second half of the year, 6-2 and a 1.83 over his last 9 starts.
He was outstanding once he went into the rotation. I think you and I both would agree that the difference was he started to use all of his pitches. When he was coming out of the bullpen, it seemed like he wanted to throw his fastball a lot more, and that didn't work out too well for him.
There's a strike. Iwakuma, 6'3", 210, born in Tokyo. Star performer, 11 years in Japan. Kinetsu. There's 2-1. Coco gets into one, backing up is Morse. He will make the catch. Wow. Helps being 6'5", doesn't it?
Doesn't hurt sometimes. Take a look at Michael Morse. Was in left field last night, out in right field tonight. It's a decent jump on that, but as Dave mentioned, 6'5", stretches out and makes a fine catch. Take a look at our T-Mobile defense tonight for the Mariners. The batter's getting his first start out in left field. Saunders is in center. We just saw the fine running catch by Morris. And right now in the infield, Seager will be starting at third base. Ryan Anackley playing up the middle. Justin Smoke is your first baseman. And Jesus Montero catching again. Starter last night. Back behind the plate again tonight.
Here's John Jaso, former Mariner. Strike one. Dependable hitter. Came up with a lot of clutch moments last year for the Mariners. Ground ball. Smoke, easy play. So far, so good. Talking to Carl Willis about Iwakuma. Said he's tough in a real quiet way. He's got the sinker going, the curve going. Physically stronger than he was last year at this time. And he said until that last start when he had the blister last time out spring training, it seemed like everything that was put in play was on the ground. And it worked out really well for him. I mean, he had a good spring.
I think you mentioned the 11 years in Japan. So although he was new to the major leagues last year, he has a lot of experience behind him. And you could see that last year when he was a starter, the way that he would sink it a little bit more and try to keep it on the ground, especially when he was in trouble. And his ability to throw his breaking ball when he was behind the count certainly helped also.
That's huge. 2008 Pacific League MVP. Reddick coming off a terrific year. Iwakuma, number 2 in a rotation of Felix Hernandez. Joe Saunders will get the start tomorrow. Yu Darvish perfect through 7 for Texas with 12 strikeouts. It's called strike 2 to Reddick. One-two pitch. Put it on the ground. Ryan right there. Good start for Iwakuma. 1, 2, 3 go the A's in the first. Second inning coming up. No score in Oakland. And you're going to be witness to one of the greatest events of the year. You're going to see fireworks and fanfare and pageantry of the players all in one unforgettable evening at Safeco Field. Pre-game festivities begin at 6:30. Great seats still available, so come on out, folks. Opening night. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. See this man right here, Raul Ibanez, his 3rd stint with the Mariners. Couldn't be happier coming back to Seattle. Got 11 seasons of 15 or more home runs.
Turned out to be a nice career for Raul. An All-Star in 2009, Dave.
Yeah, really good work. 19 home runs last year for the Yankees. 34 for the Phillies in 09.
I like the fact that Eric Wedge was able to get him in the lineup right away. I think when you have the guys and coming out of spring training, especially when they're used to getting some consistent playing time and at bats, and Raul had a great spring, get him back in there as quickly as you can.
2-1 Raul.
I would think we'll see Andino, Shopik, and Bay probably within the next few days. A left-hander going tomorrow in a day game on Thursday, so all the guys will get a chance to get in there, get that first game out of the way.
Adding Fishing on that pitch, 2-2. Raul turns 41 on June 2nd. Clutch performer for the Yankees. 7 of his 19 home runs gave the Yankees a lead 6th inning or later. Nice snag down there by Moss. 1 down. Yu Darvish up to 93 pitches in his perfect game through 7. Got any questions about that Texas pitching staff?
I do, actually. I know Darvish is going great tonight. He has the ability to do that. We've seen him last year. The Mariners beat him up pretty good, but the type of stuff that he has, you can see. And the Houston team being so young, he's taking advantage of that. I don't think there's any question. But overall, I do. I
figure after him is where it gets a little dicey for him.
Yeah, I think so. And we'll see. We'll see how it turns out this year. But yeah, they have some questions. I know we talk about their offense quite a bit as Justin Smoke steps in, but I think that their pitching is also another question mark. Can they pitch as well as they have over the last couple of years? We'll see.
2 World Series in a playoff the last 3 years. 1-0 to Smoke. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, the big shift on Smoke. Everybody swung around to the right side of the infield. Sogard, the second baseman, is in shallow right. Take a look at the alignment.
Three and 1. Jesus Montero is on deck for the Mariners.
We're playing Ibanez to pull the ball too, and he hit it right over the bag. First baseman Moss was standing right there as Montero waits.
Well hit down the left field line, slicing out of play. Van mistimed his jump down there. Big crowd last night. 36,067. About a third of that tonight at best. The Smoke works a walk. 1 out base runner for the Mariners. Smoke went 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout last night.
One of the things I was hoping for Justin is that he would take what he did in spring training and have that carry over into the season. And here it's just a couple of games. But one of the things he showed us in the spring, along with shortening up his swing, was he had a much better idea of the strike zone. And a couple of walks here early. Good signs for him. You can see what he did in the last 33 games of last season. You look at his strikeouts and his walks, that's a much better number for him, a ratio for him. And he showed that again in spring. So we'll see if they continue to do that during the season.
There's Montero looking at a strike. Jesus 0 for 4. 3 ground outs and a strikeout last night. That weird play where the ball was hit up the middle and Sogard shoveled it to Lowry and they threw out Jesus at first. Eric Wedge said he thinks Montero, like everybody else, thought that was going to be a base hit. Here's a ball to right. Reddick coming in. He's there. And back safely is Smoke. 2 outs.
That beard is something, isn't it?
That's a look, isn't it? He's a funny dude. I said he married. He says no. He says it wouldn't make any difference. I said, you want to bet? Here's a drive to center field that Coco Crisp will put away. And that'll do it for the Mariners in the 2nd inning. It'll be Cespedes, Lowry, and Moss against Iwakuma, who's off to a good start.
By Ford, we are local, and by the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to rock with Kansas May 11th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Let's move now to the bottom of the second inning. Back to Dave and Mike. Nice to share the booth with you guys for a little bit. Thanks.
Well, carry on, my wayward son.
Yes, nice.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah.
Hey, I got that one.
No more rock and roll, baby.
There you go. You're more than just a little dust in the wind.
That's
aren't
it.
you?
Thank you. Well, we all will be at some point. Thank you, Brad.
Good.
Here's Cespedes. This guy is one scary hitter.
Watching him in batting practice today, we were talking about it when we were getting a bite to eat, Dave, but I've never seen a guy hit a line drive that's basically head high and watch it carry short hop on the fence out there.
Yeah.
He's something.
He's a huge favorite here. He's coming into tonight, 243 hitter, 6 homers, 14 RBIs against Mariner pitching.
He's the one guy in the lineup. They haven't seen a lot of Iwakuma, but he's 2 for 4 with a home run off of him.
Rest assured, Iwakuma's going to be very careful. 2-1. Cespedes, Lowry, and Moss, 4, 5, and 6.
So many times a starting pitcher will pick somebody in the lineup that he's going to be careful with. This is a good guy to do that with. The problem.
There's a rope. I mean, that ball is touched up. Home run. My goodness. Just what you talked about. That was a
problem I was going to say
screaming.
is typically you'll fall behind those guys, and if you make a mistake, they'll hurt you, and that's exactly what he did. And we were talking about the line drive he was hitting in batting practice. That's a great example of this is a strong man. Now 3 for 5 with 2 home runs off of Iwakuma.
Man, that is some serious strength to hit a rope like that. 400 plus.
Take a look at the powerful swing. Looks like a little slider out over the plate. Gets his arms extended as you take a look at our McDonald's Supermo. And the power that he provides.
And as you break that down as a hitter, I mean, that's everything you want. Legs, hips, arms, torque, follow through. What a swing. 1-0 Athletics.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you there are a lot of hitters that can basically be in the same position, but they're not going to get the carry that he just had on that one.
Got scalded, didn't it?
Yes.
Did Lowry. 1-0. As a player, when you see somebody like that, you just sort of like, woof, right? I mean, that's a bad man.
Tells you I need to work harder.
Yeah.
It's funny too because you're in the big leagues for a reason. You're one of the best of the best. They're
right.
One of the guys that are here, but there are those guys that separate themselves, and it doesn't matter. And that I remember the first time I had a chance to play with Junior on a daily basis. It didn't matter what you did. You were never going to have that swing, and you were never going to have the ability that he had. They're just special.
Swing and a miss. Throwing down is Montero to Smoke. Complete the strikeout of Jed Lowry. Okay, 2-3. 1 down, a run in here in the second. Now's your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @RootsSports_NW. We'll answer some of them later on in the game. Well, I like the fact when you talk to any pro athlete, I mean, there's certain guys that in your peer group you're just awed by. And this guy, at the rate he's going, and he certainly got it on this ball club, it's going to be league-wide before long. Chili Davis right there, hitting coach. What a terrific player he was.
You line him up probably 40, 60 yards. He may be the fastest guy on the field, too.
Yeah, that was a big thing last year when we were here. He wanted to play center field. He'd been a center fielder in Cuba, and they had Coco Crispin left, and Coco wasn't happy. Then there was an injury, and then Coco came back, and now they're pretty settled right now. Cespedes, as Moss swings through, they're set. Coco at center,
I think
Cespedes
he's starting to have some leg problems out there, too, and Bob Melvin decided, hey, we need you in the lineup every day. You're going over to left. Let Coco run it down. And
absolutely. He does a terrific job. My good friend Shooty Babbitt, who does the pre and post here in Oakland, one of the all-time great guys. He says what he says of Cespedes, calls him the next Willie Mays. That is unbelievable. Now I love Shooty, but he may be right at some point, but that's and Shooty does a lot of scouting, so he knows a lot more than I do.
He does a lot of scouting. Funny that.
You know, when a scout says that, wow. High ball left field, backs up Ibanez on the track. Pretty good carry, 2 down.
I know Rick Riz was talking to him today, and Rick asked him who Felix reminded him of, the way he goes about his business,
right.
The way that he competes, and the energy that he shows. And you start thinking about it, he's thinking about it, and you want to talk about some more high praise. He mentioned one guy. He says he reminds me of one guy, Bob Gibson.
Woo. One of my heroes.
So Shooty was putting some names out there today.
He was, man. Shooty was dealing. Boy, Robert Gibson. Go to St. Louis in September. Make sure you go to Mike Shannon's and just sit down, get a cold one, and ask Mr. Shannon, give me your favorite. He's got a million of them. Give me your favorite Bob Gibson story.
Never seen him. I saw some highlights of him, was about it. I remember listening to Tim McCarver talking about him one time, and it was pretty awesome.
Well, man, just to make sure that was a must-see, go-to at ballpark if Mr. Gibson was pitching. And he worked, and you'll like this, he worked quickly.
Yes, I heard that about him.
But Donaldson, a converted catcher, doing a nice job playing third base for the Athletics. Scott Sizemore, left ACL injury early on at camp last year, wiped out his season. Donaldson pressed into action. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 A's on the Cespedes home run. Two-two pitch. Ooh, down low. Didn't miss by much. Nice check. 107 pitches. Yu Darvish perfect through 8 at Houston.
See if Ron Washington will go up to him. You've reached your limit. Get the bullpen in there for that last inning.
Iwakuma comes back to strike out Donaldson. Damage done by Cespedes. A prodigious line drive home run, 1-0 Oakland.
By the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
That means the power for Yoenis Cespedes, 2-1 pitch, line drive over the center field fence for his first homer of the season. A's left fielder, he is some kind of strong. Here's Brendan Ryan to lead it off, 9-1-2. Ryan, Saunders, and Seager.
Brendan Ryan really had a good game last night. Ended up on base 3 times, had a couple of walks, had a base hit, heads up base running from Brendan. And of course, as he always does, showed up and made a couple of nice defensive plays. So just a really good first game for Brendan. And I know his hopes are that he have a much better year offensively, and I think that he will. It's not like he's somebody that hasn't done it. He's had a couple of good years with St. Louis offensively, and we've seen what he can do when he gets on base. So he just needs to get his on base percentage up. But definitely one of the best in the business as far as defense goes.
When we saw Ryan in it was 09, he had 292. The Cardinals. Got a 1-2 count here. To center field, Coco Crisp. 1 out. We want you to join the conversation for up-to-date game information and live interaction. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out and stay connected with Roots Sports. Back to the top of the order, Michael Saunders. You got a leadoff single to left.
We saw Parker Saunders had a base hit, and then Seager had a base hit, and after that is when we saw the really good changeup from him. He was able to work his way out of some trouble in the first, and since then he stayed with the off-speed pitches. Michael getting a base hit on a first pitch fastball, hit a line drive into left field.
Down low. Saunders in center field tonight, giving Franklin Gutierrez night off. Eric Wedge talking about wants to be careful with Goody. Give him some rest. And there's a lot of guys that can play. He's happy with the bench he's got. Got a lot of versatility on this ball.
He has some veterans over there too. I think we'll see the guys play quite a bit here in the first half of the season. Give them all an opportunity to play.
2-1 to Saunders. Right down the pipe, 2-2. Full count now to Saunders with Seager on deck. Saunders named to the MetLife All-World Baseball Classic team. Team Canada. 727. Felix Hernandez, big winner last night. Gentleman with the beard, Brandon Marr. See him in a few days. The rookie who made the rotation. How about that? Last year in change, we've been talking about the big three. They're all pretty tight down there in the minor leagues, and he's the one that has the breakout and makes the club. As Saunders works a walk.
Well, he earned it.
Yes,
I don't think there's any question about that. I'm looking forward to watching him pitch.
Second walk issued.
Yeah, minor league pitcher of the year last year, as you were mentioning. He was the fourth of that 3 that you were talking about, and then he came to spring training and led the Cactus League in ERA. No easy feat in itself.
Let's check out the Firestone Complete Auto Care Index for Kyle Seager. The Mariners, 154 hits, 86 RBIs. Look at the multi-hit games, doubles, and home runs. Very, very good year. Fouls this one back, strike one.
Just repeat that and everybody will be happy. Also, was excellent at third base, played a really good third base defensively.
Yeah, for a guy, is naturally his best position coming out of college? Second base.
Yep.
He had a few games over at second, did a nice job, too. Saunders gets motoring here. 0-2 to Seager. 3 of this series tomorrow. Jay Saunders and Tommy Malone will wrap it up with Brandon Maher against E.J. Griffin. And that series finale is a 12:40 start time. Then it's off to Chicago. Up high to Seager. 1-0 A's. Yoenis Cespedes led off the second inning. Line drive homer. Straightaway center field. Outstanding left fielder for these Athletics. Ball 2 strikes. Saunders goes. Pitch up high. Jaso's throw. Not a good one. An all stolen base. First of the year for Saunders.
We saw Jaso throw down to second base last night. He threw it to the shortstop side this time. I thought Saunders had an average jump, not one of his best. But the throw obviously was way too high. He tried to rush it.
Two and 2 here to Seager.
And I think seeing those 2 throws, Eric Wedge will continue to run on him when he gets an opportunity to do it.
Fights it off.
You're going to see some awkward swings tonight with the great changeup that Parker has. I saw it with Saunders also in the 2-0 count. He came back with the changeup. He will throw it at any time, and when he puts that little bit of doubt in there, it makes the 91-mile-an-hour fastball, which is fairly average, look a little bit quicker to you, and you're going to see some late swings on his heater because of it.
Pitch runs away for ball 3. Saunders, great speed at second base. 1 out. It was a long run for Cespedes out of play.
And again, Parker not giving in to him. Goes with an off-speed pitch. You would think 3 and 2 he might challenge him, but he's mixing it up. I was talking to Ray Fosse about him, and he said that it doesn't matter who's catching him. He's going to throw his game, and he was really impressed by that for a young pitcher, an inexperienced pitcher. He's going to throw the pitches he wants to, and he needs to mix it up because, again, his fastball is average.
And he loses Seager, so Seager aboard for the second time. Got a base hit to right, back in the first, so the Mariners again have runners at first and second.
Eric Wedge is getting what he wants out of the top of his lineup. Saunders and Seager both have been on twice now. Let's get these guys going in the middle of the lineup.
Bob Melvin, American League Manager of the Year. A's the defending AL West champions. First pitch to Morales. Breaking ball, strike 1. Straight away and deep is how they play Morales. Runners will hold. Morales is 5 for 13. A couple of strikeouts at the hands of Jared Parker. Lowry. They get the out. They do.
That was close at second base just because I wasn't sure that Sogard was able to keep his foot on the bag when he reached back to backhand the throw. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo in the play as Lowry goes into the hole. Makes a good backhanded play and gets rid of it quickly to second base. to get Seager, but it looked like as Sogard had to twist back to his backhand side, see if his foot stays on there. Yeah, you can't really tell from that angle.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs.
And he's get the call there.
Here's Morse. Bounced into a double play. That ended the Mariners first.
Not many opportunities for the Mariners last night. Just 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Already 0 for 3 tonight. Here we are in the 3rd inning, so they're getting some chances early.
Here's the 1-0 to Morse. Boy, down to his right knee. Hard swing. 1-1. Another opportunity here for the Mariners. 1-1 to Morse. Staying under his hands and missed 2-1.
And Michael, a .304 hitter in his career with runners in scoring position.
Saunders is at third. You got Morales, who reached on the fielder's choice. He's at first. Oh, breaking ball. Like he's sitting on number 1. They got the breaking ball. That was the 25th pitch of the inning. Counts at 2-2. This is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Ground ball foul.
When they're throwing in the fastball, they're trying to use the 2-seamer, trying to get it under his hands. Better movement on the fastball from Parker than what we saw from him last year. Last year he was fairly straight. It's one of the adjustments he's made.
Two. Down the line foul. Didn't get that. That's how strong he is. Looked like he hit that off the middle of the bat.
Yeah, close to his hands. 27 pitches for Parker here in this inning, making him work.
Yu Darvish in the 9th inning. Perfect game. 1 out at Houston. Darvish is at 109 pitches. Two to Morse. Hit deep, right field. Give it Chase Redding on the track. It's gone. A 3-run homer for Michael Morse. And the Mariners have the 3-1 lead here in the top of the 3rd. He just muscled that baby out of here.
Michael, of course, leading the Mariners in home runs this spring with 9, and he showed power to all fields. I agree with you, David. It looked like he hit off towards the end of the bat. There is a little bit of a breeze blowing out to right field, but he is strong. Take a look at the swing. This pitch away from him, hits it to right field. He looked like he knew he had it, but it didn't get out by much as Reddick will slam into the wall trying to make the catch, and it barely gets over the top of it. But that'll be a 3-run homer as we take a look at our McDonald's Supermo. And that's a fastball, one of the few fastballs he has seen away from him. They, like we were just saying, they're throwing everything inside, and right there they go away from him, and he hits it the other way.
During spring training, we saw him overpower a lot of balls like that pitches away. Watch him in batting practice. He does the same thing. 0-1 to Raul.
6'4", 240 pounds. Strong man up there.
Yes, indeed. That's some of the muscle we've been looking for. We've been talking about all spring, and now it comes to the fore here in game number 2.
In the meantime, Parker's having to throw a lot of pitches in this inning.
We got number 1. Get that done. Check that off the list.
Get it out of the way. 60 pitches total for Parker now working here in the 3rd.
Hop skip for Raul Ibanez. Darvish just became the 11th pitcher in baseball history to lose a perfect game on the 27th batter.
That's a shame.
Galarraga, of course, with Detroit a few years ago. Brian Holman in this building. Same thing happened to him, and Ron Washington taking Darvish out. So
yeah, it was a pinch hit by Ken Phelps. It took it away from Brian.
Raul pops it up. Coco Crisp has it under control. Good news, Michael Morse. Home run, his first. Team first. Mariners lead 3-1. It's baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come to Jack in the Box today. Try the new Hot Mess Burger. It's loaded with spicy jalapenos, onion rings, and gooey pepper jack cheese. By BNSF Railway, the engine that connects us. And by Pizza Hut. Make it great. Seth Smith to lead it off against Hisashi Iwakuma, who's got a 3-1 lead thanks to Michael Morse. His home run, he bludgeoned it over the right field fence. 3-run shot. Smith, the DH, batting in the 8 hole. Will be followed by Eric Sogard and Coco Crisp. Smith 2 for 3, a single and a double last night.
It was obviously great to see the power from Morris and the Mariners that 3-run home run, but I think that Eric Wedge will also be happy with the changes at the top of the order, trying to figure out what he wants to do there. That's worked out well for him also, with Saunders and Seager getting on a couple of times each to set things up for Morris right there. So Eric Wedge will be pleased with that.
Pitch up high, 3-1. Bouncing ball foul. The East have their run on a home run, a leadoff homer in the 2nd by Cespedes. So far Iwakuma, 2 strikeouts, no walks. He only hit. Mariners have 3 runs on 3 hits. Here's a 3-2 to Seth Smith. Good one. Strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts, and 3 of the last 4 have gone down via the strikeout.
That looked like a good split from him after a fastball that was inside, gets him to pull it foul. Then he takes some off. Here it is, 85 miles an hour. Bottom falls out of it. Smith swings over the top of it. Smart pitch from Iwakuma. Again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier when they put him in the rotation. We saw a lot more of that from him, changing speeds. Set that up nicely.
You've seen this, and you've played with guys, and I'm sure you've experienced. He trusts his stuff now. You know, I mean, he's back to where he was in Japan.
Right, and I think there's something to be said with some confidence in having success. But I think the other thing too is just getting a chance to pitch last year. We mentioned it with a lot of the young guys. Iwakuma, not a young guy, just inexperienced at the major league level. But it didn't take him long to flip that switch over and trust his stuff as he did in Japan once he was in the rotation, and the numbers show that.
Iwakuma turns 32 in 10 days. A 107-game winner in Japan from 2001 to 2011. 1-1 to Sogard. Down low. Sogard 0 for 2 last night with a walk and a strikeout. Line drive in the left field. Oh, a little playing on a hop. Kept it in front. Sogard will hold it first. One out base runner for Oakland here in the third. Make sure you enjoy the flexibility and experience the fun of Mariners baseball with a 6-game flex pack. Choose the 6 games you want to see this season, including this Monday's opening night. Plans start as low as $48, so pick out a pack that's perfect for you. Available for a limited time only at mariners.com/flex. Second Oakland hit tonight. That completes the first time through the order against Iwakuma. Back to the top of the order, and now Coco Crisp lined out to right. Seager, a few steps in on the grass at third. 1-1.
Let's see if Iwakuma can get himself a ground ball, get a double play, get off the field. Only 39 pitches for him so far, so his pitch count is in good shape. If he can get the double play ball and get off the field.
To Coco. Infield at double play depth. Ball 2. 11 years the big for Coco. Good, nice career. Two-0 pitch. Center field. Saunders has it under control. 2 outs. We'll ask the booth from Doug, what's your all-time Mariners athletics game? Well, you played on both sides.
I did actually play on both sides. I actually hit my first grand slam against the A's when I was with the Mariners in '93. I think my favorite would probably be the game in '95 when we were trying to win them all. We ended up with a 3-game sweep against the A's late, in part because Tino Martinez hit a home run off of Eckersley to win a game, a walk-off home run to keep our little run going.
Nice.
And that was big for us at the time, so I'd probably go with that one. It was in September of 1995. Which is when all the games count for us, but it was a big home run by Tino off of one of the best ever, Dennis Eckersley.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
There's John Jaso for the second time, grounded out to Smoke. 2-outs runner at first is Eric Sogard. Iwakuma struck out 3, hasn't walked anybody. He's given up 2 hits, 1 a home run to Cespedes. Two 2-0 to Jaso.
Things so far are working out for Iwakuma, but I don't like his splits right now. 43 pitches, 24 strikes, 19 balls. Starting to fall behind some hitters.
Put you in that danger zone in a hurry. Ground ball to Ackley. Iwakuma gets out of it, strands a runner. 3 in the books, and the Mariners have a 3-1 lead here in Oakland. Game 2 of the 13th season. Smoke coming up, followed by Montero and Ackley when we get back to Oakland. The Michael Morse first home run of the season. 3-run shot in the 3rd. Make sure you catch a new Mariners All Access this Sunday at 10 a.m. on Root Sports. Take a look at the new dimensions at Safeco Field and explore how they could impact the Mariners offense. Plus, going to get to know the team by looking back at the most memorable milestones from their careers. Don't miss this and more only on Root Sports. Looking forward to getting home to Seattle and seeing the new configuration, see Edgar's Cantina, see with the fence, and obviously looking at Mariner Vision, which reports I get and reports you got awesome.
Awesome.
Man, oh man. Good time had by all, almost 16,000 at the ballpark last night. Here's Smoke to lead it off. Open house last evening and watching the festivities here in Oakland on Mariner Vision. Smoke, Montero, and Ackley 6, 7, and 8 in the order here against Jared Parker. Smoke walked in a 3-2 pitch his first time up. Two and one.
And the A's have the shift on again with Justin up there. Sogard back out in the right field.
Diving stop Moss. Good coverage by Parker. 1 out. Hey fans, tweet us your favorite plays each game and hashtag RootFanFave. We're going to tabulate the results and present the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week every Sunday on Mariners pregame on Root Sports.
I think the play that Brendan Ryan made up the middle last night has to be on the early list anyway.
Clubhouse leader, no doubt about it. And it wouldn't shock me if he got a couple more than himself. Right? Yeah. Montero skies one. Easy play. Coco Crisp, 2 outs. Five pitches, 2 outs for Parker. Here's Ackley. Fly to center his last time.
Well, he needed a quick inning because he'd thrown 60 pitches.
34 last inning.
Yeah, 63 pitches, excuse me, to get through the first 3 innings.
Boy, that's a lot. Strike one to Ackley.
We talk about that a lot, being patient or being more aggressive. And the pitcher will always decide how you're going to be. If you throw early strikes like he's starting to do now, then you're going to have to be more aggressive with him. Early on, he was nibbling around the plate a little bit. You can see his pitch count up to 70 now.
He's well aware, and he's coming right after him. 0-2. Third one was right there.
Yeah, it looked like a good fastball. Dustin catching a little bit of a break, see if he can take advantage of it.
It does tend to pick up the pace. Parker is only in the 4th. I'm sure he'd like to get 6 or 7 in, but he's at a bad pace right now. So, hey, throw strikes. Let's see what happens.
I wonder if it's a little bit of opening day jitters, because if you look at his numbers in the past, he typically throws strikes.
Yeah. 2-2. Kurt Young on the left, Bob Melvin, the manager, on the right.
Dustin's worked it back to full count.
Nice job. Brendan Ryan on deck if he can keep it going. 2 outs here in the 4th. 3-2 to Ackley. Here's Brendan. Wide out the center, leading off the 3rd. 3-2 to Ackley. Ground ball. Sogart buries it, throws him out. Nice inning for Parker. Home 4th coming up. Reddick, Cespedes, and Lowry against Iwakuma. Mariners lead at 3-1. All right, thank you, Angie. Here's Josh Reddick looking to break and ball. Strike one from Hisashi Iwakuma. Reddick 0 for 1, grounded out to short. The only run for the A's tonight. Yoenis Cespedes leadoff homer in the second. Michael Morse trumped that with a 3-run shot in the third. Mariners lead 3-1.
And Cespedes on deck, so let's get Reddick out. Cespedes again now. He's 3 for 5 off of Iwakuma with a couple of home runs. That's some
Reddick.
artwork.
Yeah, from the Che Guevara school. One pitch. Be careful with him.
I thought he was pitching that way last inning, Dave, and we were talking about his splits not being where you want him. Now 48 pitches, 26 strikes, 22 balls. It's worked out for him so far,
yeah.
But eventually you would think that would catch up to him. So I'd like to see him get a little more aggressive. He has a 2-run lead early in the count.
Pretty good fastball right there. 3-2. Iwakuma's got 3 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody.
I think his fastball, even though he's been 89 to 91 miles an hour, gets on the hitter a little bit quicker because Reddick's a really good fastball hitter, and he's been behind on the last 2, and they were 90 miles an hour.
Three and 2 to the leadoff man, and struck him out. It's 4 Ks for Hisashi Iwakuma. Coming up tomorrow as we take a look at our CenturyLink What's Next. Joe Saunders makes his Mariners debut against Tommy Malone. Joe Saunders, 31-year-old left-hander. Went 1-1, big ERA, 11.57. That's what he did in regular season last year. Baltimore and Arizona. Here is Cespedes. He has been the offense tonight for Oakland.
Oakland tonight, just 2 hits, but one of them solo home run by Cespedes.
Cheap it wasn't. Line drive, bullet, straight away center field.
Take a look at the home run. It's a 2-1 pitch and a fastball. That's a breaking ball slider out over the plate. He gets full extension on it. Looked a little bit like your 4-iron, didn't it, Dave?
That's it. Well, good pitch. Folded.
Slowest breaking ball we've seen from 73 miles an hour on the breaking ball. Take a look at this last swing. Well out in front of it. Great job by Iwakuma to pull the string on that last pitch.
How about that? Challenged him and beat him.
One of his better fastballs at 92 miles an hour. So he's doing an excellent job of mixing it up. We were talking about that at the start of the game, and something we saw from him last year when he had a lot of success.
Ball at 2 strikes. Struck him out. Challenged him. Went right after him. That's 5 strikeouts, back-to-back Ks for Hisashi Iwakuma. That was impressive.
You mentioned back-to-back fastballs. That one elevated a little bit, a little above the belt, and he wasn't able to catch up to it. He's sneaky.
I'll tell you what, we didn't see that first half. Second
No.
half, we saw some of that. We keep bringing that to the table. Quick 2 outs. There's Jed Lowry. He struck out. 1-2 pitch back in the second inning. Tied up big time there.
I think what we're seeing from both pitchers, from Parker and Iwakuma, is their ability to throw their off-speed pitches for strikes, and it's making their fastball, both of them around 90 miles an hour, making both their fastballs a little bit better Hitters have been late on their fastball.
You mentioned jumping on them.
Yeah.
Iwakuma struck out 5 of the last 9 hitters that he's faced. 15,315. Here at O.co Coliseum. Big drop off from 36,067 from last night. Lowry, the former Boston Red Sox and Houston Astro. 2-1 pitch. Center field, well struck. Saunders deep, fence, got it. Well done. So Saunders puts that away, and Iwakuma has a 1-2-3 fourth, and he's got a 3-1 lead. All rise, Supreme Court, it's back in session. Felix Hernandez takes the mound next Thursday, April 11th. His first home start of the season at Safeco Field is going gold once more. First 25,000 fans are going to get a Supreme Court t-shirt, K-card, plus all fans will take advantage of special pricing. Select $10 view level and $25 main level seats. For tickets to cheer on King Felix, visit Mariners.com/Felix. And here's what he did last night, opening up the season. This one fouled straight back by Brendan Ryan. And don't forget, get the home opener on Monday. It's the start of a Big Ten game homestand. Houston for 3, Texas for 4, and Detroit for 3. Come on out, plenty of tickets available. Baseball back in the Northwest. Breaking ball for strike to Ryan. Behind 0-2.
Coco Crisp shading Ryan towards right field. Saw Brendan with a base hit out in that area last night.
And he's gone on 3 pitches. It's the first strikeout for Park. Top of the order, Michael Saunders for the 3rd time. He's been aboard with a base hit and a walk. He scored in the 3rd inning on the Morris 3-run homer.
Also stole his first base of the season. Michael with 21 steals last year. I think he'll get past that mark this year.
Nothing but high praise from his skipper before the game about that very topic. Likes his aggression. You know, good athlete, as you talk about all the time. So true. 2-0.
Well, Mike's last at bat, when he ended up getting the walk, he was able to get to a 2-0 count. And Parker threw him a changeup that he swung through. See if he gives into him and gives him a fastball this time.
Popped it up. Left field for Cespedes. 2 outs here in the Mariner 5th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. We come to you tonight from O.co Coliseum here in Oakland. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the Roots Sports crew. Kyle Seager's going to swing the bat now. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Kyle with a base hit to right. Walked and was forced out at second in the 3rd inning. Fastball for strike 1-1. Good pitching staff here with this Oakland Ball Club. Line drive, that will get down. Playing a little gap. As Seager strolls into second with a double. 2 outs here in the 5th.
Talked about the year that Kyle had last year. 35 doubles to go with the 20 home runs that he hit. So there's his first double of 2013. Take a look at it. Gets a pitch running away from him and hits it hard into the gap. Doubles are good to see, especially if you're able to pick them up, get a run with 2 outs.
See what Morales can do tonight. He's popped out, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored on the Morse home run. Strike 1.
Let's see him get his first base hit of the year right here. Coming to a new team, a new city. Sometimes that first hit is difficult to get.
Fooled on that pitch, 0-2.
Parker starting him off with a couple of off-speed pitches. You were talking about it last night. He really likes to get on the fastball early. Morales does, and Parker, through their scouting, obviously has seen that.
0-2 hole for Morales. 1-2. Jerry Blevins warming up. Jerry in last night's game struck out the side in his inning of work. A scramble by Jaso. So 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fought it off.
One of the things that Parker has been doing in this game, typically when he throws a fastball that's in off the plate, he'll come back with a good changeup again. And that last fastball not only in but up a little bit.
2-2. Back up the middle. There's the base hit you were looking for. Seager to third. He'll score easily. 4-1 Mariners. Kendrys Morales coming up with an RBI. And that's his first hit and first run batted in as a Seattle Mariner.
He's a smart hitter. Parker did come back with an off-speed pitch. It looked like the breaking ball, maybe the curveball from him, and he was able to stay on it and hit it back up the middle. Again, the fastball up and in, and then he comes back with that breaking ball. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo. And the stride by Parker getting out there as you see this ball coming in and Kendrys staying on it.
Kurt Young, a couple quick words. Good from Morales. Off the snide. There's Michael Morse. You know he feels good. 2-2 pitch last time up with 2 out, 2 on.
And Michael gets a fastball away to get power to all fields. Hits this right down the right field line for a 3-run home run. His first home run of the season.
He was quite confident, wasn't he?
He was.
Talk a lot about the renewed power added to the Mariner offense. Second time he's taken a big swing tonight and ended up on his right knee. Strike one. Nice to see Morris go yard.
I'd like to see that about 30 times this year.
Man. We can go up and down the lineup with that. I'll tell you what, you get him 30 plus, you get Banez maybe 20, Smoke 25. You get, jeez, what things to choose from.
Morales will be in the 20s somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Get Smoke in there in the 20s.
93 pitches now for Parker, and with that base hit, some action in the bullpen. Looks like Jerry Blevins, the left-hander that we saw last night, back up and throwing again tonight.
Lays off of that pitch, 1-2. The Mariners get some work done with 2 outs. Seager a double to left center field, and then a RBI single by Morales.
There you go. 94 pitches, 56 strikes for Parker.
Center field for Crisp. And that'll do it. But the Mariners strike for a run with 2 outs. Seager checks in with the double and RBI by Morales' first Mariner hit, and RBI 4-1 Mariners. Of this 2013 season, so we take a look at our money tree on-time play. Mike, let's take you back to the last at bat for Yoenis Cespedes.
Take a look at it. After the home run, Iwakuma comes back with 2 fastballs challenging him. Wasn't able to catch up with either one. He had a breaking ball out for his home run. A good adjustment by Iwakuma.
Brandon Moss to lead it off here in the home 5th. Up high, ball 1. He'll be followed by Josh Donaldson and Seth Smith, 6, 7, and 8 in the A's order. Donaldson a fly out to left his first time. Iwakuma's given up a run, a home run to Cespedes, and one other hit. That was a single by Sogard.
He's piled up some strikeouts tonight here early in the game. 5 strikeouts for Iwakuma through 4 innings.
1.K, 5 of 9. 5 of 9 hitters. Two and one. Nice backhand there by Montero. Like Angel Hernandez says, I'm out of
Appreciate it. He
here.
appreciated it.
I'm out of here. Umpires taking enough beating back there. Good pitch to come back 2-2.
Yeah, good movement on that fastball. Started in off the plate, ran it on the inside corner.
Boy, good pitch. Struck him out. That's a half a dozen strikeouts for Iwakuma. Struck out 3 of the last 4 now. Let's check out our AT&T trivia question. Who's the only Mariners player to record a 6-hit game? Raul Ibanez, Adrian Beltre, Mike Karp, or Desi Relaford? Boy, going back with Desi Relaford. Let me go. A 6-hit game. I'm going to say it was Ibanez.
I'm with you.
All right, there you go. Text your answer. 73373.
Raul getting his first start of the season tonight. It's out in left field. Hitting 5th. Had a couple of at-bats. 0 for 2.
Well, how about Iwakuma now? He has struck out 6 of the last 11 batters faced.
We've seen a lot of that late on his fastball. How many times we see pitchers using their fastball to set up their off-speed pitches? I think both Parker and Iwakuma tonight are using their off-speed pitches to set up with their fastball. We've seen some bad swings on fastballs that are 90, 91 miles an hour.
You can stay up here for a long time doing that, can't you?
You can, but you better be able to throw your breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Get hurt. 1-2. Missed with that one. Donaldson struck out on a 3-2 pitch to end the 2nd inning. Ooh, that would get Montero. Courtesy for Donaldson. Give him a few seconds to shake it off. Ackley had it played right. Donaldson's dismissed. 2 outs here in the 5th. We'll bring up Seth Smith. Well, you got to feel good for Iwakuma. I mean, last year he's coming over, new culture, new country, new players, doesn't speak the language. He's thrown in. Hey, go get it done.
Well, and that was after he basically sat in the bullpen for the first month.
Yeah.
Eric didn't really use him at all.
Yeah, we got a right-hander out there. I don't trust him. So, for whatever, hey, that's the way it goes.
Complete reversal this year it is. We're going to have Felix in the opener. You go follow him.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing this year?
Jerry Blevins and Pat Neshek are out in the bullpen now for the A's. They have the lefty-righty combo going. That's not necessarily an easy thing to do either.
That's right. That's a good point. Hey, you had a great second half. So great, you're number 2 to Felix. Talk to people around baseball. I think just about everybody I read, you see on TV, you talk to them, they said the Mariners are going to hit a little bit better. You got Felix, and then everybody puts up a big question mark. In terms of the rotation, I think everybody likes the bullpen.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, the right spot again. Good pitching by Iwakuma. 5 complete. He's got a 4-1 lead. He's given up just 2 hits. He's looking good. Make sure you're here on Saturday. An exciting MLS matchup. Watch the Portland Timbers kick off against the Houston Dynamo at 7:30 p.m. Catch all the action only on Root Sports. Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones must be Jerry Blevins' walk-in song. Second night we've heard it.
Typically, it's 4-game series. We figured we'd see Blevins maybe 3 times. Take a look at his numbers last year. 5-1 record, a 2.48 ERA for Blevins, 54 strikeouts to the 25 walks. Did give up 7 home runs, but he will take over for Parker. Jared Parker now, his night is finished, going 5 innings, giving up 4 runs.
First hitter for Blevins is Raul Ibanez. Raul tonight, a ground at the first and a fly to center. A lot of pitches for Parker through 95 pitches. Inside to Ibanez. Blevins, they looked good last night, pitching the 9th inning, struck out Seager, Montero, and Ackler.
At Neshek, the right-hander, Submariner, former Twin, getting loose in the pen for the A's. You know, I think we can give the Mariners a little bit of credit tonight, too, off of Parker. They did work 3 walks and showed some patience with him. He only had the 1 strikeout.
Yeah, that's a good number. Mariners last night struck out 11 times. 2-1 Raul. Third stint with the Mariners for Raul here in Oakland. 74 career games, a .261 hitter, 6 homers and 34 runs batted in.
.262 hitter in his career against left-handed pitching. Wow.
Man. Blevins issues a walk. All right, let's revisit our AT&T trivia question. The only Mariner player to record a 6-hit game. Mike and I both went with Raul Ibanez. Fans rode with us. Survey says indeed is Mr. Ibanez at Anaheim. Wow, 6 for 6. A big 10-run victory. Here's Smoke. Robbed of a base hit last time up. Nice diving play by Brandon Moss, first baseman. Anya's taking his lead at first. Smoke off speed pitch beating.
Justin had a base hit in last night's game, hitting right-handed. Solid line drive into left field off of Brett Anderson.
Anderson outdueled by Felix Hernandez last night. 1-2.
A couple of good changeups from Blevins.
Two. Only 7 games in the major leagues tonight, and in addition to our game, Cardinals lead at Arizona 4-1 top of the 7th. Giants lead at the Dodgers 1-0 top of the 7th. How about Kershaw yesterday? Shutout, home run.
Did it all, didn't he?
Sandy Koufax throughout the first pitch.
Everybody's saying that's going to be the next big contract out there.
Yeah.
Dodgers trying to wrap up Kershaw.
Smoke staying alive with that swing.
Seen a lot of off-speed pitches, missed with a fastball, and since then it's been changeups and last pitch a breaking ball.
Mariners lead 4-1. A's broke on top in the second. A leadoff home run by Cespedes. Top of the third. Walk and a stolen base by Saunders. A couple of men got on. Another man got on, and Michael Morse cleared the bases with a line drive homer to right. So pop foul, and the Mariners picked up another run. Fifth inning with 2 outs. Seager doubles, and then Morales gets his first hit and RBI as a Mariner. And it's 4-1 Seattle. Baltimore beat Tampa Bay 7-3 today. Colorado 8-4 at Milwaukee. Cleveland 4-1 at Toronto.
That's pretty good right there by Justin Smoak. We were talking about the spring they had, which was great, and hoping that would carry over. And after seeing 4 off-speed pitches in a row, Blevins tried to sneak a fastball in, and Blevins has a good fastball. He'll be around 90 miles an hour, and it was right on the inside corner. And Justin was quick enough to be able to get it out of there. Last year, that was a problem pitch for him.
2-2 pitch to Smoak. There's that off speed.
Well located.
In spite of the fact that Smoak just struck out, Eric Wedge had some good words about what he's seen this spring from his big first baseman.
He's on the path. I mean, what he's doing in regard to where he's at, physically, fundamentally, mentally at home plate, and it's all real. So, what he did in the offseason to get strong, that's or stronger. That's real as well. So, yeah, he's in a good position up there from both sides of the plate. So, just want to see him keep going.
Yes, indeed. See him put up some number. Pat Neshek takes over. We'll be back with more. Mariners lead it 4-1. Former Minnesota Twin Pat Neshek takes over for the Athletics. He faces Jesus Montero.
Pitched well for the A's last year, a 1.37 ERA.
Bat 6'3", 210. Now, Madison, Wisconsin, lives in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota now. Came over last August from the Orioles.
3 breaking balls in a row to Montero, trying to keep it away from him.
Ryan Cook, fine season in 2012 for the A's. That finds room through the hole. Base hit for Montero.
Finally gets a fastball that he can handle and finds a hole on the left side of the infield for his first base hit of the season.
Number 13, Dustin Ackley.
If we can get another first, that'll get a run. Ackley looking for his first base hit. He went 0 for 3 last night with a run scored.
Well, Mariners have had runners in scoring position in 4 out of the 6 innings so far. It's putting some pressure on the A's pitching staff tonight.
Neshek had some good years with the Minnesota Twins. 06 through 2010. Mixed in there a year where he missed because of Tommy John surgery. There are Mariner base runners. Pounded down to Moss. We'll take it. Runners advance with 2 outs. Bat night, beard night, bobbleheads, and beyond. The 2013 promotion schedule, it's set. There are giveaways you'll want to get your hands on, including Dustin Ackley Lawn Gnome Night, Tom Wilhelmsen Train Night, Felix's Perfect Game bobblehead, and another honoring the newest inductee into the Mariners Hall of Fame, Ken Griffey Jr. For tickets and a full list of this season's great giveaways, go to mariners.com/promotions.
That might be one of my favorite looking bobbleheads right there. That's great.
RBI opportunity for Ryan. And he looks at ball 1. Ryan to fly out the center and a strikeout tonight. Play Ryan straight away and shallow, and he may have to get one in a gap to score Montero. Matter of fact, I know he'll have to get it in a gap to score Montero. Popped it up. Moot point. Sogard is there for the out. Mariners lead it 4-1 here at Oakland. Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Sterling Bank, nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, as we get a good look at Lake Merritt here in Oakland. 4-1 Mariners. Berkeley's in the background. You Cal Bear fans. Sashi Iwakuma throwing a nice ball game. Giving up a run on 2 hits. He struck out 6. Hasn't walked anybody. Eric Sogard to lead it off, the second baseman. And looks at a high strike.
good shape with his pitch count, too. Just 74 pitches so far for Iwakuma.
Counts at 1-1. Iwakuma tonight, 6 Ks. And comes sort of bunched up. 2 out of 3, 5 out of 9, 6 out of 11 hitters.
I think when you come out of spring training and you start the season, typically the starters are going to be in that 100 to 105 range as far as their pitch count goes. And if you can get them to work through 6, maybe into the 7th inning, that's pretty good your first time through. If you can get that done as a rotation. At some point, Eric Wedge is going to have to get some of the guys some work in the bullpen, but it's a nice problem to have.
1-2 to Sogard, batting in a 9-hole tonight, followed by Crispin Jaso. Foul ball. Ty Waller takes care of it.
Continues to mix it up. 83 miles an hour on that last pitch.
Nice catch. Being dressed appropriately,
Yeah,
too.
good idea to have the hood on.
There we go, Ty. Former Chicago Cub. 1-2. Pretty well hit. Deep right center field. Covering out there is Saunders. On the track. 1 out. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Big 10-game homestand coming up. It begins on Monday, but first 2 more games here in Oakland, and then we go to Chicago. Mariners got to turn it around against Chicago, Mike. 1-8 against the White Sox last year. But that 10-game homestand looks terrific. Looking forward to that with Houston, the Rangers, and the Tigers coming to town.
You look at Chicago, the one tough one is going to be when Chris Sale gets a start. He looked great in his first outing, the tall left-hander for the White Sox.
We beat the Mariners, what, twice last year, I believe, maybe 3 times. Well hit, but foul. A little action down in the bullpen for the Mariners. Carter Cap starting to heat up. Big name pitchers here, all number 1s. Felix, Kershaw, Strasburg, and Sale. Not a run scored.
It's a good looking rotation right there, isn't it?
We can do some work there, man.
A couple of right-handers, a couple of left-handers.
Well, with the exception of Felix, it makes you know, if you want to get into the whole WBC debate, it's amazing the team the Americans can throw out there if they wanted to, if guys wanted to play. I mean, you throw Verlander, you take Felix out because he's from Venezuela, and you put Verlander in that group, man. It means to be seen how big that WBC is going to really carry over with the American players at the top notch. Ryan's going to put this one away. 2 outs. A dangerous hitter in Coco Crisp. He's retired. Bring up John Jaso. A couple of ground outs tonight.
Catcher, number 5, John Jaso.
Iwakuma, nice little run here. And giving up a hit since the 1-out single by Sogard back in the 3rd inning. Ten consecutive hitters retired. Count at 1-1 to John Jaso. Everybody probably saw the story the other day, but Felix Hernandez sending over a Rolex to Mr. Jaso. Token of his appreciation. A big part of the perfect game last August 15th, beg your pardon. Felix known team-wide for his generosity.
came into the ballpark with him yesterday, and he had the watch with him, and he was excited about giving it to Jaso.
Nice. There's your pitch count for Iwakuma. 2 outs here in the 6th. Well, he's been in control. 2-2. Full count.
He could probably go another inning, but I wonder if this will be it for him. Carter Capps getting loose in the bullpen. 86 pitches now for him.
Three balls and 2 strikes to John Jaso. Eric Wedge would love to see him end it right here. Pulled foul. There'd be a lot to like about this outing, that's for sure. 7 2/3. Really good work, outstanding work by Felix Hernandez last night. You come back with a 6-inning performance by Iwakuma. 3-2 here to Jaso. Struck him out. That's a good way to end his 6th inning. 7 strikeouts for Kuma. He's through 6, and he's got a 4-1 lead. Six innings, getting attaboys from everybody. Number 1 hugging number 2. Smiles all around.
Well, that tells you that his night is done. So the bullpen will get some work tonight.
Well, that's a good outing tonight for Iwakuma. Mariner fans, sign up for Root Sports Red Alerts to get exclusive offers and giveaways, Northwest sports updates, and the latest programming highlights. Just text FAN to 733-733 and get in on all the action. 4th pitcher of the night for the Athletics is Ryan Cook.
Hard throwing right-hander for the A's. The Mariners had the opportunity to face him last year, and what a year he had. An ERA just over 2. 2.09 ERA for Ryan Cook. 80 strikeouts to just 27 walks, and opponent's average 166. Good fastball. He'll come right at you.
7th inning for the Mariners. Number 55, Michael Saunders.
Top of the order will face Ryan Cook, Saunders, Seager, and Morales. 3-run shot by Morris in the 3rd, RBI by Morales in the 5th for the Mariner tallies. Cespedes a leadoff home run in the 2nd for Oakland. He did commit strike 1.
Michael aware of the fastball. Thought he was going to get a first pitch fastball, but it was a slider down and in.
single, run scored, a walk, and fly out the left for Saunders. 1-1. Jared Parker started for Oakland 5 innings of 5 hit, 4 run ball, all earned, 3 walks and a strikeout, 95 pitches. Levin's a third of an inning, Neshek 2/3 of an inning. Neshek gave up a hit. On the outside corner, strike 2. Hold up, he did. 2-2.
Bounce it off. I don't know how you feel about it, but and I know that the Mariners have scored 6 runs in the 2 games so far. Certainly not lighting the world on fire, but they are facing one of the better pitching staffs. But you just get a sense about them and different look in this lineup that things are going to be better this year, don't you think?
Body language is telling you a lot. And then when you talk to these guys and the newcomers and the guys who have been here, everybody talks about, hey, man, it's a good group. It's a great feel. Chop foul.
I think so. But there's some more flexibility for Eric this year, too, which is
a lot more,
yeah, going to help him. Some guys are going to get hurt and banged up, and he's going to be able to replace them with some veteran guys.
Yeah, the Athletics #2 ERA last year in the American League.
It's a good pitching staff.
And they are the defending division champions. 2-2. The only time they led the division was on the last day when they roared from almost nowheresville to catch and pass the Texas Rangers. Finished second at Tampa Bay in ERA. 2-2. Comebacker knocked down by Ryan Cook. Tough one for Saunders. 1 out. Third game of this series coming up tomorrow. Joe Saunders makes his Mariner debut against Tommy Malone. He's got a couple of wins against the Mariners last year.
A couple of left-handers and a couple of left-handers with really good change-ups. I just see Joe Saunders. I didn't get a chance to see him pitch in spring training, but now that we've officially went out and had to ring the bell, see what he does now the season has started.
Well, I talked to him today. He's pretty excited. He said that this A's team, you know, of course he was with the Angels in Baltimore in the American League and in Arizona last year. But he said that this A's team has a different look. The Derek Barton A's of standing near your favorite thing, just standing there
for walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely different than that now. They have some pop in their lineup with Cespedes and Reddick.
Stopped by Jaso. No, it's a different approach. Cespedes, Seth Smith turns it loose. Reddick will swing it. They're looking to hit
Moss,
their way
the first
on.
baseman.
Yeah. 2-0.
And it looks like it will be Carter Capps. He's starting to throw in the pen against Carter's going to get a chance. Pitch an inning.
Stephen Pryor was thrilled to get in last night. Get a hold, his first in the third of an inning. Big out late.
You know, whether you're a relief pitcher or one of the guys on the bench, everybody wants to get that first one out of the way, and it's no different every year.
That's right. And especially, you know, you got a young kid like this. Here's Carter Capps and Pryor both making the club out of spring training for the first time. They were call-ups last year. But here, you know, here they go through camp, come north with the club. Pretty exciting. Seager works a walk. 1 out here in the 7th. See how the Mariners are trending on Twitter this evening, and everybody talking about Iwakuma, Michael Morse. Morse with a big 3-run homer, and Iwakuma with 6 strong innings, giving up a run on 2 hits.
Well, great outing for Iwakuma. And I think everybody's hoping that that man right there, Michael Morse, with a 3-run homer in this game, will be a big difference maker for the club this year.
Way outside to Morales. So Kyle Seager, he's aboard at first. He's had a good night. 2 for 2, a single, a double, and he's walked twice. Scrambling back is Seager. He is being careful with Morales. 2-0.
Just having a tough time throwing his fastball for a strike. He has a good fastball, but had a tough time with Kyle Seager, and now again with Morales.
Good pitch here for Morales. 2-0. Didn't like it. 3-0.
A 2-0 breaking ball. Wouldn't be surprised if Eric Wedge lets him swing. See if he can get a fastball he likes and drive it. That's why you picked him up, right?
Let the big man work. 3-0 to Morales. Ball 4. All right, so now you got Morse. Back-to-back walks. And not a surprise to see Kurt Young, the pitching coach, make his way towards the mound along with catcher John Jaso. About Michael Morse, last few years in Washington. One of the top home run hitters over in the National League. Now a Mariner for the second time. 3-way trade brought him back to Seattle. Won the Nationals Triple Crown. Look at that. 2 years ago. 303, 31 and 95. Originally a shortstop when he came over from the White Sox. He's turned into one of the more potent power hitters in Major League Baseball the last few years.
Still no action in the A's bullpen, and Cook is really struggling.
Yes, he is.
So he might take advantage of that.
Morse with the Nationals, 68 home runs, 218 RBIs in 378 games over 4 seasons. Big spot here.
Good fastball. The A's consistently trying to pitch him inside. One of the few fastballs he's seen away from him. He hit it out of the ballpark the other way, and that last one probably just in off the plate.
Morse trying to blow it open right here in the 7th. At hitting. Bases are loaded. And Raul Ibanez will step in.
See if Raul can take advantage of it. Ryan Cook's trying to give you a gift here. Scribner getting loose now. Another right-hander for the A's.
Number 28, Raul Ibanez.
Raul so far 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. That was in the 6th inning.
Well, it's set up nicely for him, that's for sure. 1 out. Got a struggling pitcher. Bases loaded. Got 10 career grand slams. Strike 1. Inning started with Saunders hitting a comebacker, then walks the Seager and Morales, and Morse hit by a pitch. Oh, 1 to Raul. It's not sharp, Ryan Cook. One. A little late. Ball and 2 strikes to Raul Ibanez. Base is full of Mariners. 1 and 2 to Ibanez. Stays alive. Raul tonight a ground out to first, a fly to center, and a walk.
Evan Scribner is getting loose in a hurry in the A's bullpen. Carter Capps on the other end of it. He's just watching right now. He looks like he's ready to go. It's been a long inning for him.
1 and 2 to Raul. Flicks it foul.
A couple of good fastballs just off the plate away. Raul just barely getting a piece of it.
One home run tonight. Michael Morse, a 3-run shot back in the third. 1-2 to Ibanez. Popped it up. Sogard, short right field, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Justin Smoak. Smoak tonight a walk and a ground out to first and a strikeout.
Number 17.
0 for 2.
Justin Smoak.
Mariners tonight 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Mariners have left 5 men on base coming into this inning. Ball 1.
.26 pitches now for Ryan Cook.
One 0. 2-0. Boy, he has got himself in trouble.
Yeah, well, now that Justin is ahead of him, he just needs to look right in the middle of the plate. Get a good fastball to hit. Anything that's borderline, just take it.
Two-0 pitch to Justin Smoak. 3-0.
I'll take this next pitch all the way.
On deck is Jesus Montero. Got a base hit his last time. He's 1 for 3. And he walked him. A walk and an RBI for Smoak. 5-1 Mariners. And that'll do it for Ryan Cook. A resolute manager Bob Melvin working his way quickly to the mound to get Ryan Cook. We'll be back with more. Mariners with a chance to add to that total when we come back. A lot more. And make sure you keep up with your favorite Northwest teams by signing up for the Root Sports eConnect. It's a weekly email newsletter that keeps you up to date with programming, highlights, scores, and exclusive promotions. Visit rootsports.com and sign up today. Well, the Mariners got to take advantage of this situation here, Mike. My goodness, Ryan Cook was awful tonight.
Yeah, not an easy landing for Evan Scribner, who will take over for Cook. Bases loaded. We're going to get a chance to face Montero. See what he did last season. 2.5 ERA for him, 30 strikeouts, 12 walks. Montero with a base hit his last time up, so he has to feel a lot better about himself. Some confidence.
Big breaking ball outside for ball one. What an opportunity here for Jesus Montero and the Mariners. Scribner, 6'3", 190 out of New Milford, Connecticut. Fastball misses. 2-0.
Same situation as Justin Smoke, who walked to pick up his first RBI of the season. They just get a fastball in the middle of the plate. If it's on the edges, just take it.
Scribner claimed off of waivers from San Diego. 2-0 to Montero. There's a strike, 2-1.
All right, it was right on the inside corner. He was looking out over the plate. He likes to get his arms extended. Just take it.
Bases loaded. Morales at third. Morse at second. Smoke at first.
Right, good.
Breaking ball. 2-2.
Good curveball. 71 miles an hour.
Two here to Montero. Down low. Full count. Runners will be on the move. Montero, the 7th hitter. You're in the 7th inning. Mariners have just one run on the board in this frame. Lead at 5-1. Popped it up. Short right field. Reddick coming in. And he'll put it away. So the Mariners leave them loaded. They do pick up one on a bases loaded walk. They've got a 5-1 lead. Stretch is being brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Want a whole new way to play Washington's Lottery? Get the new Group Play Facebook app and play with friends or family friends. Your choice. To get started, visit groupplayapp.com. Good looking sunset recorded a little while ago here in the Bay Area. Looking back towards San Francisco, that's the Bay Bridge. Mariners with a 5-1 lead, and Hisashi Iwakuma, Mike, his first outing of the season, a good one.
It really was. And you look 6 innings, just giving up the 2 hits. I like the fact that he didn't walk anybody today. He was in danger of it a number of times. But overall, 7 strikeouts. I don't think you could have asked for any more. Only 88 pitches to get through the 6th inning. So Eric Wedge will try to get his bullpen a little bit of work, but a good outing for Iwakuma his first time around. It'll be Carter Capps. Want to see a good fastball from Carter as you look at his numbers overall last year. 28 strikeouts to 11 walks. His fastball will be 95 or better. Also mix in a slider with that pitch.
Josh Reddick will be his first hitter. 3-hole hitter for Oakland. Reddick, Cespedes, and Lowry here in the bottom of the 7th. Right now, Reddick easily unchallenged with the longest beard and hairstyle in the American League. He tips his cap to Jason Worth of the Nationals and leads in that distinctive category in the National League. Some changes as Mike Morse moves from right to left, and Franklin Gutierrez comes in center, and Saunders goes over to right field.
Looked like Reddick's former teammate, now Boston Red Sox, Johnny Gomes, is going to try to give him a run for his money. He has a pretty good one going now, too.
Johnny Gomes.
I would have to think in the middle of the summer that would be a little uncomfortable, right?
Many moons. That was a good time to shave that beard. There's a pop-up room for Seager. 1 out.
This will be a pretty good matchup here. Cespedes, cleanup hitter for the A's, is homered in the game, and yet Carter Capps is going to fire fastballs in there and challenge him. See how this one works out. I think Carter, tall young man, but I think with his arm angle, he's a little uncomfortable, I think, for right-handed hitters.
Carter Capps working to Yoenis Cespedes. Starts him off with a breaking ball, strike 1.
Good little slider, get ahead slider for a strike.
Capps, 98.3 his average fastball speed. Another good breaking ball there, strike 2. Fast rise for Capps last year, AA, AAA in the big leagues.
Good fastball from 96 miles an hour.
Ball and 2 strikes. Struck him out. 2 outs here in the 7th. You're right about that arm angle, the delivery. It's murder.
And you know he can throw 97 miles an hour, and when he drops down and throws you a slider like this one, they're well located too, just off the outside corner. It's difficult for any right-handed hitter to stay in there on him. The more he pitches and has a better idea of where that slider is going to go, he's going to be difficult for the right-handed hitters. And I think sometime this summer, as he continues to build up his arm strength through spring training and now the start of the season, he will touch 100 miles an hour.
No doubt. Talking to Stephen Pryor about that last night. He said, you know, as we've been talking about all night, hey, good to get the first one out of the way. Been working on his curveball. A lot more confidence in that now. You get 2 right-handers down there, just absolutely get it there in a hurry. And then you get Big Tom at the back.
Out of there.
That's right. Then you get Big Tom at the back.
Saw Tom last night picking up a save.
Jed Lowry tonight. Strikeout and a fly to center.
see Oliver Perez.
Sure. You had 3 good lefties down there. Cameron Lowe, veteran right-hander. Stephen Pryor said that Cameron Lowe and Perez as the veteran swing and a miss. They're the men in charge down on the bullpen. Senior members. Got Lucas Litke. Good group. Charlie Furbush. Two and one. Yeah, that motion is so funky. You got him, and you got him at one point. Then that drop down, and it just totally throws you off.
I think the other thing I would do is I would send a message to everybody that this guy was actually a catcher in college. He started pitching about a year and a half ago. Dig
He's
in.
still figuring it out. That'll build a lot of confidence in hitters. The only other thing, then maybe every now and then when you come into the ballgame, maybe when you come out to warm up, airmail it to the backstop too. Just to add a little extra drama to it, right?
It would. I can tell you that.
Oh, man. I mean, who was the last guy you saw do that?
I'll tell you the guy that was kind of similar to Carter, and that is Troy Percival. He was a catcher, and they converted him to a pitcher. And
he was up around 100.
Close to it.
3-2. Line drive just off of Ryan's glove. Just missed it. 2-out single by Lowry. Bring up Brandon Moss here in the 7th. 2 outs. MLB.TV. It's celebrating 11 years already. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. You're cheating yourself if you don't have it. It's good stuff. Lowry ended a run of 13 consecutive A's batters retired as Moss beaten by that pitch. Strike one. Five-1 Mariner lead. 3-run homer by Morse in the 3rd. 5th inning, Morales RBI single. Bases loaded walk. The smoke in the 7th for Eric Wedge's troops. The only run for the Athletics. Yoenis Cespedes led off the 2nd inning with a home run. Here's a 1-1 from Caps to Moss. Two balls, 1 strike. Brandon Moss. A couple big moments as the A's rolled their way. They came from behind to catch and pass Texas, win the division. They had a walk-off home run after being called up midway through the season. To right field, Morse is there. Make that Saunders, beg your pardon. And Saunders puts it away. And Carter Capps throws a nice 7th inning. To the 8th inning we go. The Mariners lead it 5-1. Ross, the head athletic trainer. Time for our Sterling Bank Nobody Works Harder for You. Iwakuma tonight. Asashi had it going on.
Great job of changing speeds, using his fastball effectively at times, but these are a lot of off-speed pitches early. And for Iwakuma, a nice first outing for him. Picked up where he left off last year. Eric Wedge has to feel really good about his outing. Carl Willis, I'm sure, does. But good work from Iwakuma in his first outing. You take a look at the two starters so far this season, I don't think things could have gone any better.
Boy, I'll say. Joe Saunders, you're up next, pal.
He'll take the ball tomorrow.
Evan Scribner stays on as the Athletics pitcher. Came on to get the third out. In the ninth inning, Mariners left the bases loaded. They did get a run on the bases loaded walk to Smoke. Ackley, Ryan, and Saunders here in the eighth. Ackley tonight, a fly to center, ground out to second, and a ground out to first. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 3 last night.
Should get a good fastball to hit here. I think Scribner wants to walk him. I think he'll go right at him. Ackley looking for his first base hit.
Two and one. Count runs at 3-1. Ackley saying he feels so much better after getting it. Those bone spurs taken out of his left ankle. Just gonna get a chance to run if you put it in play here. Fouls this one back.
Chance to see him run last time. He went first and third and looked good doing it.
He did. Play where what Ryan followed him.
Yeah.
Ryan got into second base. He scored on the Goody base hit. 3-2 pitch. Left field. Cespedes got a great jump on it. One out. Bring up Brendan Ryan looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 3. Went 1 for 1 last night. Walked twice, scored a run.
There isn't any action in the Mariner bullpen, so it looks like Carter Capps will come out. Start the 8th inning for the Mariners.
Fastball for strike. Evan Scribner started his pro career back in 07. Breaking ball way upstairs. Didn't get to the bigs until 2011 with San Diego. 10 games, no record, 7.07 ERA. 30 games last year with the A's. Being claimed on waivers late in 11. Hello.
We talked about it last night. Spring training when I was talking to Brendan Ryan about bunting. He said he was going to show it more. Well, he did it last night, and here it goes again. Unfortunately, that one's up and in. He looked like he was going to lay it down, too, if it had been a strike.
3-1. Ryan changes routine a little bit. Remember, he used to lick that left shoulder and make sure it's a reminder to keep that thing closed. And he works a walk. Waiting in traffic and paying for parking every day is Bush League. Step up to Sound Transit today. Visit soundtransit.org for details.
Number 55, Michael.
Top of the order, Michael Saunders. 1 for 3. Runs scored. Mariner pitching. not yielded a walk. 7 walks issued by Oakland pitching.
Not used to seeing that from the A's.
Not at
Typically,
all,
they're around
right?
the plate. They will go right after you. Again, second in the league in ERA last year, the Oakland A's. But they have struggled tonight.
There's a strike to Saunders. 1-1.
Michael has that hole on the right side of the infield. See if he can get a pitch that he can pull, take advantage of that. Get a little first to third action for the Mariners.
There's another strike.
Nice production from the top of the lineup. 1 through 4 hitters, 5 for 11 tonight, 4 RBIs, 5 runs scored.
Back safely is Ryan. Ball and 2 strikes. Saunders did a good job to get a piece of that one.
5-1. I wouldn't mind seeing Brendan Ryan taking off here and try to steal a base.
Much of a lead by Ryan. Let's see if he does go. He holds. And Moss, nice play. 3-6, 1-0 as Saunders beats it out.
Michael tried to find that hole on the right side. It's the second good play we've seen from Moss at first base, showing some range here. Made a diving play on Smoke earlier in the game.
Now batting, number 15, Kyle Seager.
I want to bring up Kyle Seager. He's had a heck of a night. It's been on base every time up. Single, walk, double, run scored, walk, run scored.
Oliver Perez starting to get loose. They have Donaldson, Smith, and Sogard coming up. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Donaldson, the right-handed hitter, so Caps may get him, and then they'll have Oliver ready to go against the left-handers.
(5-1) Mariners. 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. Michael Morse's first home run, second stint as a Mariner. Morales' first base hit, first RBI as a Mariner. Smoke picked up an RBI and a bases loaded walk.
Almost caught Michael leaning at his first stolen base of the season back in the 3rd inning when he scored a run. It looked like he was leaning to try to take off again.
Seager's got a favorable count here at 2-0. He's had a good night. Single, double, 2 walks. 2 runs scored. Really aggressive lead now by Saunders. He holds. And that hit off the end of the bat. Strike 1 to Seager. 2-1. Scribner, 5th pitcher used by Bob Melvin tonight. Two outs and a good fast runner at first base. He goes, pitch, swung on and missed. Saunders in with his second stolen base.
Much better jump this time from Saunders. First stolen base. A little bit of a late start. Just outran it. It was a bad throw by Jaso, but this time no throw at all because of the jump that Saunders was able to get. So his second stolen base of the night.
Two with 2 outs.
A lot of off-speed pitches to Kyle in this at bat.
Cespedes and Reddick have the 2 best throwing arms in that A's outfield. 2-2 here to Seager. To left field. That will get fair. Saunders scores easily. Digging for second and getting there is Seager. We've seen this before. 2-out RBI by Kyle Seager. The Mariners have a 6-1 lead. He's had a great night. 2 doubles, a single. He's been on base every time up.
And another run scored for Michael Saunders as Kyle dumps this down the line. Saunders, right after he steals second base, is going to score on this. Cespedes a little bit of an issue. Dropped it out of that basket that he has for a glove in left field. He may have the biggest glove.
Remember that from last year?
Yeah.
An RBI double with 2 outs here in the 8th by Kyle Seager. 6-1 Mariners.
Great night for Kyle. Mariners now 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
Center field chases Coco Crisp back a few steps. That'll do it. Kyle Seager comes up big. The 2-out RBI double, extending that Mariner lead to 6-1. And we take you back to the 3rd inning. Couple outs, couple on.
Michael Morris, want to see a lot of this year. Hits his first home run. It's a 3-run home run. Give the Mariners the lead back in the 3rd inning. They've obviously added to that. But good start for Michael, hitting a home run in his 2nd game as a Mariner again.
Just overpowered that pitch. Got it over the right field fence. He knew it as soon as he hit it. He knew he had enough. Bottom 3rd of the order here in the 8th inning for the Athletics. Donaldson, Smith, and Sogard. Smith and Sogard lefties. Undoubtedly we'll see Oliver Perez. Oh, that's a good heat there by Carter Capps. Capps through this in the 7th inning. Gave up 1 hit, struck out 1. First appearance here in the season. Popped up. Playable for Montero. 1 out. Fastball, change of speed, way out in front, no chance.
I'm telling you, when Carter Capps starts to dial in his slider and he feels that he can consistently throw it for a strike, or maybe even throw it off the plate when he wants to the right-handed hitter, it's going to be difficult for him. And his fastball is good tonight, but it will get better over the course of this summer.
So no Oliver Perez. Capps will pitch to Seth Smith. Donaldson just popped up. He's 0 for 3. Smith is 0 for 2. Capps, the second pitcher tonight. He follows starter Hisashi Iwakuma. 6 strong innings. Mariner pitching has struck out 8 Oakland Athletics. Hasn't walked anybody. Eight walks issued to the Mariners.
Grant Balfour getting loose in the A's pen, the closer for Oakland.
One Smith. Boy, there's that off-speed pitch again, a beauty.
That looked like a changeup. 83 miles an hour.
Almost like Michael Pineda. See Felix with that good changeup. I want one of those. Can I get one? Can you show me?
It was that easy. Everybody could have one because Felix has one of the best ones going.
Ever, yeah. Up high. Two and two to Smith. Athletics run came in the second inning. Leadoff homer by Cespedes.
Luxury for Eric Wedge is the power arms he has down in the pen. And you're talking about Perez. Perez will rush it up there too. He'll be in the low to mid 90s with his fastball.
Two and two. Misses with the fastball, full count. But that was right there in the trace. Capps ready. 3-2 pitch. Do it again. Don't forget, get your tickets for opening night. It's the start of a nice homestand. 10-game homestand. 3 games with Houston, 4 with Texas, and 3 with Detroit. Covering April 8th through the 18th. And it's coming up opening night. Jamie Moyer is going to be there to throw out ceremonial first pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes to Seth Smith. Lost it. First walk issued by Mariner pitching tonight.
Still no Eric Wedge. I thought maybe if a runner was able to get on that Eric Wedge would come out and get Perez. Perez is ready to go. He's standing out in the bullpen. He's heated up, but Eric's going to give Carter a chance, looks like, to get out of this inning. 1 out, runner on first.
Brings up Eric Sogard, the second baseman. Base hit to left, back in the third, and a fly out the center in the 6th. Strike 1 to Eric. Sogard born and still lives in Phoenix, Arizona. One to count. Caps a third-round supplemental selection. 2011 June draft. Carter out of Kinston, North Carolina. And a 1-1 count. 2-1.
And this next pitch will be 30 for Carter.
Balls, 1 strike. Lost his feel here. 3-1. Right now, Eric Wedge looks unfazed at a 6-1 lead. Caps 3-1 to the 9-hole, hitting second baseman Eric Sogard. Three-2. Three-two pitch. Oh, nice grab by Smoke. Outstanding play. 2 down.
That is something that we saw from Justin Smoke last year, even through his struggles. He always played good defense, and holding a runner on, this is not an easy play. Justin, a big man, but he was able to get off the bag quickly and makes a play to his right on a ball that was hit hard. And with that out, that'll bring Eric Wedge out. Going to make a pitching change. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo, and Justin Smokes snaring this one hopper.
That's some fine defensive work by the big man at first. Here's Oliver Perez. He'll take over when we come back in a 6-1 Mariner lead. Runner at second, 2 outs here in the Oakland home 8th inning, and he'll face Coco Crisp.
Oliver pitched well for the Mariners last year. You can see his numbers, a 2.12 ERA. 24 strikeouts for Oliver. Good fastball. His fastball low to mid-90s. Good slider to start. Coco Crisp, leadoff hitter for the A's.
Coco tonight 0 for 3. Lined out to right. Fly to center. Popped to short. Two. Perez started out as a starting pitcher in his career with San Diego, Pittsburgh, New York Mets. Had some good times in New York. He had a lot of bad times, but 1-3 last year with a 2.12 ERA for the Mariners. Some playable. Oliver comes in, gets the job done. Exactly, takes care of that pop-up. 9th inning. Coming up, you're going to see Morris Gutierrez and Smoke. Mariners lead it by 5. Have a 6-1 lead as we begin the 9th inning. Some of the fan favorite plays tonight. Let's review, shall we? Here's one right here. This is a nominee. We described it earlier. He bludgeoned that fastball away from him over the fence. Makes a nice catch as well tonight. Carter Capps. That's a big moment here for him. 1-2 pitch, striking out Cespedes, making him look bad. And Justin Smoke, good quick reactions. And the old Chicago motto, vote early, vote often. Top 5 are going to be shown in Sunday's pregame show. Top 5 of the week. Michael Morse is going to lead it off here against Grant Balfour there. The Balfour Rage, he is a huge fan favorite here. Call him the crazy Aussie.
He did a great job for him last year, didn't he?
One guy to talk to.
Well, you can see what he did last year. 24 saves and 26 opportunities. 2.5 ERA, 72 strikeouts. Opponent's average just 160 off of Grant.
It's one of those guys, he whips himself into a rip-snorting rage when he comes into the game.
He does. See how he does. Typically, closers don't like to be put in this role. It's not a save opportunities.
Doesn't have the same juice.
No, it doesn't.
We're playing super heavy metal. Music. I'm not familiar with the term, but as fans out in right field en masse, we're just losing it. Watching it super much. Can't hurt yourself when he comes into the game. Oh boy, that looks like what was it? Incredible Hulk. That's what those hands look like.
They were having a good time.
Yeah, buddy.
They couldn't wait for the music to start. I can tell you that.
Oh, they were fired up. And a King Felix fan in the midst of it. He's got to be clearly amongst friends, because you wouldn't want to do that at a Raider game. I can tell you that. I've been here. I've seen it.
Yeah, he looks like he's all right out there.
Balfour. 1-2 to Morris. What has hit a ton. Straight away center field. Screaming home run by Michael Morris.
Wow.
Oh, baby. His second tonight. Reads this.
That looked like it was well up on the wall that's past the fence in center field. Oof.
Straight away bomb.
We'll take a look at our McDonald's Supermo again. Balfour just going right at him with fastballs. Was able to get 2 of them by him, but not that one. It's a cool night here, too, and he hit that out very easily. He knew it.
Give me the feeling when you know you got it, just killed it, and you just tossed the bat. How good does that feel?
It's awesome. And for Michael, what a night. A couple of hits, 2 home runs, driven in 4 runs. Wow.
That's some sick power, man.
That is. I'm telling you, it's a cool evening, and that one was going out of anywhere.
Well, he said remember after he signed, he said, "Hey, man, I can hit him out of the Grand Canyon."
Well, he can, too.
Here's Goody's first appearance tonight. I can just hear the noise right now. He does, jet propel a few of those bad boys at home.
Dave Hansen's liking it. New hitting coach for the Mariners.
Some serious strength. 2-1. Franklin. Boy, he gets into this one too. Coco Crisp, long run. Can't get it. It's off the fence. Now the Mariners raging at Grant Balfour. Home run and a ringing double.
I told you, closers, this is typically a role that does not work out for him. Franklin, who did not start the game, came in for defense. Gets his first at bat, and again jumps on a fastball, middle of the plate and down, and drives it out to left center.
Goody with the double.
Now batting, number 17, Justin Smoke.
Boy, they have tattooed him these first 2 at bats. Mariners with a 7-1 lead. Entrance song for Balfour was Metallica's One.
Michael Morris liked it.
Yeah, he may want to. Hey, I like that. I think I'll take it for myself. And I like the point you made about it's a cool night, the same kind of marine layer we get in Seattle. I mean, to hit a ball through, the air's kind of heavy. It's cold. It's not like what we're going to see in July and August. I mean, and it's
a little bit of a breeze blowing out to right, yeah.
Coco Crisp working on his left calf there. Cool night, gave chase to that drive by Franklin Gutierrez.
He's been standing out center field for the majority of this game. The A's again struggling tonight with their command. Walked a lot of the Mariners.
Bouncing ball up the middle and move the runner. Just Smoke retired. Michael Morris, just 81 games last year. That's how he finished after coming off the DL.
Oh, he's amazing, too. He doesn't just hit for power. He's average. He hits for a nice average also. You can see what he did last year, hitting .310 with the 17 home runs.
And that home run tonight, giving him home run number 2 in the evening, 6th career 2-homer game. Last time he did it, that Philly last September 27th. RBI opportunity here for Montero. Backs out infield. Up a little closer. Goody's at third, 1 out. Heck of a stop by Jason. Montero tonight for at bats. He's 1 for 4. Got a base hit to left off of Pat Neshek. Third pitcher used by Bob Melvin.
One of the things that he'll feel good about too is what he's done behind the plate the last 2 nights. You're obviously always going to give the pitchers a lot of credit, but for Montero, he's done a nice job, especially tonight with Iwakuma on the mound. I thought he did a really nice job working with him and switching up as far as the speeds go and changing pitches on him and using his fastball effectively. He did a really good job tonight calling the game.
Just joining us, Iwakuma, outstanding 6 innings, a 2-hit, 1-run ball, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. 1-1 to Montero. Pretty good rip. Dressed appropriately here, a couple of Mariner fans. Pretty happy with what they've been watching tonight. 7-1 Mariners as they look to go 2-0.
If they show up tomorrow, they might bring a down comforter with them.
If they don't, we will.
Chilly tonight.
Lapped it up. On back Sogard. And there's 2 down. And Dustin Ackley, a chance for 2-out RBI. Ackley tonight 0 for 4.
Hit the ball hard his last time up, lined out to the left fielder Cespedes.
Dustin Ackley.
Third consecutive inning, Mariners have scored at least 1 run. 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. 1 each in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and looking for more. And they will not get it unless, let's see, that's close. And Moss beats him to the bag. Morse with a monster home run. No doubt about it, straightaway center field. It was a big boy blast. 7-1 Seattle. Final 3 outs of this ball game. Mariners with a 7-1 lead. A lot of good highlights tonight.
He provided a couple of them.
Michael Morse, a line drive home run to right field, and then a monster shot to straightaway center field.
Welcome back to Seattle.
Oh, baby, yes, indeed. And then Masashi Iwakuma, 6 innings of 2-hit, 1-run ball, no walks, and 7 strikeouts.
Number 36.
A lot of Mariner heroes tonight. Derek Norris going to pinch hit here for John Jaso, leading off the 9th. Feels like the old Mission Impossible. Oliver Perez, your mission, throw strikes. Ball club leads by 6.
He's been around. He's aware of it.
He's going to take charge here. Goody does. 1 out. Here's Josh Reddick.
Yeah, one of the other things, too, about this lineup, evidence with Morris and the job that he has done tonight, but Morales will get it going, too, is the other changes that the Mariners are going to have is they're still going to have the good pitching, they're still going to have the defense, but when they get down 2 or 3 runs, you feel like they still have a chance to get back into a game because of the power that they've been able to pick up over the course of the winter.
Another pop-up. Franklin taking charge again. Quick 2 outs. Nice job by Mr. Perez. Let's see, 8 walks issued by Oakland pitching. Surprisingly, only 2 of them have scored.
Left fielder, number 52.
Mariners have only walked 1. Here's Cespedes with 2 outs. Strike 1. It's a veteran approach. I mean, he's not messing around. He's probably cold too, right?
Yeah, he is. And he looked like he quick pitched. Cespedes
Yeah,
too.
right.
Barely came set and fired it to home.
You got to like it when you put into play, if you will, some veteranship.
Yes.
Oh, and 2 to Cespedes. Perez trying to put a lock on this one. Boy, he gave him an extra turn, struck him out. Ball game. Mariners win 7-1. All kinds of heroes and highlights tonight. We knew about the pitching. We figured the pitching would be good with Iwakuma, 6 inning of outstanding ball. But the offense that we talked about that has everybody feeling good, the power came to the fore with Michael Morse 1 a night.
Well, absolutely. And again, Iwakuma, what a job he did tonight. So back-to-back pitching performances from the starters with Felix last night, then Iwakuma tonight. And I think the big thing through all of it is the Mariners had a great spring training this year. Things could not have gone better for them, and they're off to a great start, 2-0 to start the season.
It's a feel-good time, that's for sure. And again, don't forget the Ball Club will be home on Monday to start a big 10-game homestand. Make sure you get your tickets. Get to see this man swing the bat at Safeco Field, and what a sight that's going to be. Iwakuma, outstanding, picking up where he left off in the second half of last year.
Yeah, only 2 hits for him tonight. Did not walk a batter, and he was efficient tonight. 88 pitches to get through the 6th inning. Eric Wedge decided to give the bullpen a little bit of work, but Iwakuma, outstanding. Last year he was great. Second half of the season, and he's picked it up again. So following Felix, not always an easy thing to do, but good performance for Iwakuma tonight.
Things really get going for the Mariners. They were down 1-0 after Cespedes home run. How about this one right here by Michael Morse?
Showing power to the opposite field, hits a line drive to right field, a 3-run homer to give the Mariners a lead after they were down 1-0.
They gave the Mariners a 3-1 lead, and they were moving onward and upward from there. And then the ninth inning, look at this one here. Bang, look at this. Coco Crisp.
Straightaway center field, no chances. It hits off the top of the wall over the fence. So a couple of home runs for Morris tonight.
Man of the hour, power man of the hour, Michael Morris standing by with Brett Adam.
All right, guys, thank you very much. You got to know your power. We saw the power. Now, the first one, I sent out a tweet. I'm not sure that I want to call that beastie. The second one, that was beast mode. Did we see the beast mode in that second home run?
Yeah, that was a good one. I got a good pitch ahead, put a good swing on it, nice and easy. A couple swings before, I was real muscling up, trying to do too much, and I just relaxed and found my nice little groove.
The 3-run shot in the third inning, I mentioned it just cleared, but it seemed like you knew right away that ball was going to go.
Yeah, I got a good idea. If I square a ball up pretty good, if it's going to be out or not. I got a good idea.
Hey, after that second home run, obviously excited about that, but coming back to the dugout, I mean, you were really pumped up. Seems like in talking to you and seeing that, you're excited about what you think you can do and what you think this team can do this year.
Absolutely. I think we have so much potential, and we haven't even touched our full potential yet. And I'm telling the guys, just keep putting our blinders on and just keep pressing.
I know Kuma appreciated the home runs, and I think he also appreciated that catch in right field there. Coco Crisp leading off the first. Where'd you get that speed?
Yeah, man, that's my closing speed right there. That's my my closing, in the gap. What can I say? I feel good. I'm excited for this ball club, and I'm just going to play my heart out.
All right, well, we're happy to have you back. The Beast, I guess, is back. Michael, we appreciate it, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, his 6th career multi-homer game. He's a big guy, too, isn't he? Not that I'm the biggest guy, but dwarfs me. He is impressive, and it was good tonight. Balfour and the Ace fans got ripped up in this one. Mariners and Michael Morris getting the last laugh in this one. They take game 2 of the set, 7-1. How about this? Allowed just 1 earned run in 2 games, 2 starters. That is impressive. Already earned a split in the 4-game set. Keep it here on Root Sports.